Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this video. This is Coach Jerry here, and today I'm going to tell you exactly the steps to reverse insulin resistance with a clear roadmap in 90 days or less without using medicine or restricting food in general. If you're pre-diabetic or diabetic, or whether or not you have a diagnosis, but you know that you struggle with the current situation, there are probably 4 phases that you're missing. Whether or not you are missing one of these phases or you're not doing this correctly, it's pretty much a reason why you keep struggling. And if you do not get to the on board with the right strategy, chances are you're gonna just end up wasting a lot of time. And unfortunately, for most people, means that especially if you are in an advanced stage already diabetic, means that you are basically living with less quality of life that you could. And when the situation is much simpler than you think. Okay, so what are the 4 phases and why I was able to help a lot of people achieving results such as you can see here. I'm going to show you Shaniko for a second here, a lady that came with me with diabetic type 2 as well as Mercy actually. This is the level of results that we're able to get to people in a few weeks. Losing weight, improving body composition, and getting them to the point, like Shanika, like I just said, not only to change visually, but to really lower A1C to the point that she no longer needs medication. Okay. First and foremost, we need to get clear on what's really the the clarity. Like we need to get clear on what you're currently in. Every case is different, but if you're not getting clear on what causes your insulin resistance and specifically why you are not able to manage it, chances are you end up really chasing your tails here, because despite what you keep reading, when it comes to insulin resistance, and you might or might not have a level of understanding of what the role of insulin is and how your body works. But in a nutshell, without going to the biochemistry of it and not making your day really boring, there are really few things that happens when your body develop insulin resistance. It means that in a healthy metabolism, your body is able to use glucose very efficiently. When you are either working out, you have a high level of activity, and your body uses really well fat and oxidized fat really well and burn your fat storage when you're not doing anything, like when you're sleeping, when you're laying down, when you go to walk. You should burn fat really easily. When you are insulin resistant instead, as you see in the picture here, you no longer burn efficiently anything. You burn a little bit of fat, a little bit of glucose, and you're not really burning in an efficient way this, okay? That has a lot to do with your microorganelles on the cells, which is the mitochondria. And the mitochondria, what these guys do, you really expedite all this process, which I just told you, okay? Now, the situation is that when you're not clear of, when you don't have insulin, when you're not clear on your current situation, when you don't know what your blood range should be, when you have no idea whether or not your insulin resistance comes from a muscle issue or from the brain, and your body can be insulin resistant at the level of the muscle or the brain, then you don't know what strategy to use. And then all you know is what you keep hearing, right? It is that if your numbers are higher than normal, you should cut off carbs, you should use medicine like metformin and all that stuff. And again, you just end up being really confused, because most of people watching, they're not even going to be able to test those hypotheses, because they do not have a glucometer, or the last visit that they did to the doctor, it was months, if not years ago. So you might just jump into this idea of doing whatever you see on YouTube or on podcasts or on webinars, then you just jump on this diet, on that diet, when your body is not really ready to diet, okay? And the best case scenario, you lose some pounds, you lose some weight, just to end up really weight rebounding and not really understanding what you need to do. And if that's the case, unfortunately, you just ending up really, again, chasing your tail, but not really getting any closer to the results that you should be, okay? Now, obviously studies are consequential that if you want to improve the situation, if you want to reverse insulin resistance, you should really see this parameter for most people going better as well. If you see a decrease on waistline, if you see your triglyceride getting better, if you see the blood pressure being okay, like lower than what you see here. If your cholesterol, especially the good cholesterol, is high, and then your fasting elevated blood sugar at wake are good, chances are you are in a place that you don't have insulin resistance, or at least you don't have it in a way that is going to impact your life. Now, if that's not the case, how do you fix that and get clarity on that? And that is really putting goals on how are you going to be able to get a healthy fat percentage in women, which again, like I just said, it doesn't mean lose weight. It means that when you're able to know exactly that you are losing the weight, but also improving your body fat percentage, which is done most time taking measurements, right? Is done most time knowing, looking at visually, like visual results, and say, yes, I am more or less, I feel like I'm 30% and 25%. When you're able and you have clarity that this is happening, right? Then you know that you can reverse or you can put in remission diabetes. Why there is no clinical studies telling you that diabetes is reversible? Because most people that lose weight and improve body composition, they don't keep it up for more than 1 year. And this is why people keep saying, okay, this is not reversible, you cannot put that on remission. I mean, you can if you're able to maintain the results, but because people only focus on weight, then they're not able to maintain the results, because obviously they gain weight, they gain back the weight that they lost very quickly. Now, and this is a part of the problem, because the way that you're losing weight is not a traditional way that you should lose weight. And this takes me to the next step. It's basically metabolic restoration. Most people want to do a diet to lose weight, but their metabolism is not ready to lose weight, okay? And that what happens is that your metabolism fight back, right? And you basically start developing symptoms such as bad sleeping, craving as a result of the hormones that are produced when you don't sleep well. And initially, it's really a problem of seeing some metabolic plateau. Like you see weight not going down anymore, your weight loss stops, and your metabolism is telling you stop. I'm not gonna want to diet again, right? And then if you keep doing, you jump from one diet to another because you feel like the solution is the next diet, you're gonna start seeing, what I like to call metabolic disease or metabolic damage, which basically is that you're gonna start seeing things such as insulin and adrenals not working well. You're gonna see in a lab, you might get some diagnosis for your thyroid, and then you might even get things such as PCOS, early menopause, or whatever the case is. And it's because, and you say to yourself, this is my genetics. Realistically speaking, it's nothing to do with your genetics. It's just something that you've been doing choice after choice with not being aware. And again, I'm not saying it is your fault, but now that you're aware, you want to probably do something to fix that. How do you fix that? You start tracking things. We do it in our program. We do it with a tracking sheet. But week after week, in some way that you can measure, you want to measure your sleep, your hunger, your mood level, your cravings, and you do that by improving your current situation when it comes to your nutrition. So you come off of a diet, you slowly raise your calorie, you eat you split through your macros in a way that you are able to eat a balanced diet. But knowing, every week or even every day, if you're able to, knowing exactly how many calories you're raising in such way that your body learns how to get accustomed to these changes, and your body, give you real feedback that is improving. Like if you sleep better, your hunger get better, your mood get better, chances are you're improving. Needless to say that this is a hard process to do, and it's very technical, and it's very hard. And this is what's going to be required for you to be able to, for your body to be able to start releasing fat again. Okay. So when you're here, you might then at that point go to fat loss and health acceleration, which basically means that you are able to eat in such a way that is going to determine your weight loss, and it's going to do that, sustainably and efficiently, not really, making you feel like you're in a diet. Most people start with a diet, a protocol to optimize, basically say, I'm going to go to this diet, to that diet. And if you look at the pyramid, it's basically the opposite. The first thing you must do is really understand your metabolism, how many calories you need, balancing your hormone on a daily basis. Then you really focus on manage your hunger. there is going to be a level of carbohydrate that you need, okay, that you need, like it's going to be an amount that you need when it comes to carbohydrates. And then it comes to food choices. These steps are consequential. So when people, when I hear, is this food good, or is that food good, or is that food better? You basically going directly to food choices, which makes no sense. Like, it's like if you eat a super healthy diet and you're eating more calories than you need, no weight loss is going to take place, and no fat loss from that matter either. So like, as you see here, there is a bunch of things that you need to understand when it comes to your nutrition. And good news is that when you're supervised, from the people, either from me or my coaches, then you're able to get the results you need, because we know that the results doesn't happen in a quick week or something. Like, it doesn't really happen on me telling you get this PDF and then do the work. It happens in us being able to putting protocols down for you when it comes to moving, when it comes to exercising, when it comes to nutrition, telling you exactly what you need to be doing for you to see progress. But it really comes down for you to do this thing over and over with a supervision, okay? And supervision is done with you been training, follow training week by week, with you getting in calls, doing check-ins. And this is basically what's going to allow me to know that you're doing the right things over a long period of time. And then, of course, it comes down to tracking the results, like you see here. And it comes down to the full clarity of what you really need, okay? As you see here, Valentina, she was weighing pretty much the same thing here, but she improved her body composition from almost 5%. And you can see here, no cellulitis, no water retention, and her blood sugar was a lot better just because she truly changed her physiology in such a short period of time. Last but not least is about maintaining, and most people do not understand that part. They feel like when they reach the results that they want, they can just start living whatever they were doing before. And this is usually where people go wrong. When people get to the results and then they lose it, then they come out and they pretend that there is no remission for diabetes or insulin resistant reversal. And instead, it's really the issue here. You need to learn what works, and you need to put that in a plan such that you can maintain it. You need to learn how your body get accustomed to the choices that you make, and you need to upsmart your physiology here. And we teach you exactly that, not only the tactic, but we give you the support to do it. And this is exactly how we're able to get to the results that you need. Now, you might be in one of these phases right now, or you might be you might understand those phases already, but you're probably not doing it correctly if you're not able to sustainably get to the results that you are, or maintain it. What I suggest you do right now, you're gonna see this. If you click the link down below, it's gonna populate exactly the same way that it's doing here. I want you to describe your situation specifically, and if you had a private chat with me, you might just not only just put a little bit of a few bullets in and there and tell me exactly what a situation is like. Because the next step, if this makes sense, is really to dive deep into see how can we put this into play inside your life. There are going to be specifics about getting clarity on you. There are going to be specific on you reversing your metabolism. You might be in metabolic compensation only, or you might have a damaged metabolism. Two very different scenarios here. There must be a way for you to eat well that is going to not only be allowing you social life, but it's going to allow you to keep the food that you're craving for, such that it becomes a sustainable nutrition. And then there must be a way to maintain the results. I know that 99.9% of the people that are they're missing one of the stage, or they're not doing those correctly, or they need help with that. Therefore, until I can still offer these calls for free, I really highly suggest that you jump in one of those, because there is going to be a point that we run off of time and we no longer are able to give this call for free to set up a game plan. In this game plan, you will understand exactly what needs to happen on the next 90 days. And you can get rest assured that you're going to be in a much better situation that you're in right now. Coach Jerry here. I talk to you soon, and I see you on the other side.